game is brought to you in part by Cole County Upholstery, Jefferson Bank, Frosty's Auto Clinic, the Helias Foundation, and Central Bank. Now, let's go courtside with Missouri Hall of Famer Kevin Kelly on 104.5 News Radio 950 KWOS.
Welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Final game, day 2 of the Joe Mockridge Grade 8 Classic. I'm Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. We're set for the Jefferson City Jays against Charlotte, Florida. Heck of a ball game in the first semifinals that just completed, and it was Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma by 1 over Montgomery County. The final score, Union 63, Montgomery County 62. So the Wildcats suffered their first loss of the season. It was a thrilling basketball game, won again by the team out of Tulsa, Oklahoma by 1, 63-62. David, what a ball game.
Kevin, I was just talking briefly off air before we came on. As high level of a game that I think we've seen in quite some time. Just unbelievable. Two teams that executed big shots, big stops, and obviously the game wasn't decided until the last second stick to the clock, and just an outstanding basketball game.
All right, before we talk about this game between the Jays and the Fighting Tarpons, let's go over to Capital City, the Jefferson Bank Select 8 Classic. Second day is in the books. David has our final scores.
Yes, and that just got that from Gail Jones. We appreciate his efforts all weekend. Final score in the other semifinal, Helias Catholic 70, Jeff City 48. So the finals for that between Tipton and Helias is set.
All right, the consolation semifinals earlier today, St. Joe Benton over Capital City, 86-53. And then Notre Dame de Sion won better than Boonville, 54-53 for Boonville. Boy, it's been a tough 2 days of the tournament. Lost in overtime to Jefferson City in the opening day, 70-66. Then lost a tough 1-point game to the team out of Kansas City in Notre Dame de Sion, 54-53. In the semifinals, Tipton beat Battle out of Columbia, 66-47. And as David mentioned, the Lady Crusaders from Helias winning 70-48 over Jefferson City. What that sets up as far as the final day from Capital City in the Jefferson Bank Select 8 Classic. The 7th place game will start at 1 o'clock. It'll feature Capital City against Boonville. In the Consolation Championship game at 2:30, St. Joe Benton against Notre Dame de Sion. The 3rd place game scheduled for a 4 o'clock tip-off. It'll be Jefferson City taking on Columbia Battle. And then in the championship game, it'll be Tipton against Helias. Those two teams met earlier in the basketball season, and I believe Tipton won that ball game by 4, so that ought to be a heck of a championship game over at Capital City in the 3rd and final day of the Jefferson Bank Select 8 Classic. All right, let's flip the chart and tell you what's happened so far in the second day here at the Joe Mockridge Grade 8 Classic. First of all, let's go to the consolation semifinals. In the game broadcast right here on KWOS, Eugene beat Capital City 82-51. And then our second broadcast featured Helias against Lausanne out of Memphis, Tennessee. In a ball game, Helias won 76-48. As we mentioned, Union winning by 1 over Montgomery County, 63-62 in the first semifinal game. We await the game between Jefferson City and Charlotte, Florida. And that is scheduled to get underway in about 6 minutes from now. So here is the setup so far for the final day of the Joe Mockridge Grade 8 Classic. 7th place game, Lausanne out of Memphis, Tennessee will meet Capital City. That is scheduled to tip off at 2:30. We're on the air 2:15 with our broadcast. It'll be followed by a consolation championship game at 4 o'clock between Helias and the Eugene Eagles. So back-to-back games for you right here on KWOS in the final day of the Joe Mockridge Grade 8 Classic. 3rd place game is scheduled for 5:30. Championship game scheduled for 7 o'clock. So whatever Jefferson City does in this ball game, they'll either play for 3rd place at 5:30 or play Union in the championship game at 7 o'clock. Montgomery County will play the loser of this game for 3rd place. David?
It's been a great weekend, Kevin. One game remains to be decided to really set the table and set the stage for what we've got tomorrow afternoon. Kevin, if anything, this nightcap is going to be anything like what we just got done experience. Man, what a great finish and ending to day 2 for the grade 8.
All right, it's the Jefferson City Jays against Charlotte, Florida. We are back with your Athlete of the Week after this 1-minute timeout.
Interior, or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch. You need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sportsmedexperts because we're competitors too.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
Time now for the MU Healthcare Sports Medicine Athlete of the Week. Elias High School wrestler Eli Homan is the Athlete of the Week. At the recent Harrisonville Wrestling Tournament, Homan went 6-0 to win the title in the 175-pound weight class. Recently, Homan was selected as a first-team All-State linebacker in Class 5 by the Missouri Football Coaches Association. He was a key part of a Elias Crusaders football team that finished second in the state in Class 5. MU Healthcare Sports Medicine, providing everything athletes need to be and stay their best because they're competitors too.
West Main Pizza wants to say thank you. Every time you come in, dine, or buy a gift card, you are supporting a small local business. Because of you, West Main Pizza has been able to do what they love and is celebrating 10 years in business. West Main Pizza thanks you for being a part of an experience where you are more than a customer to them. You are family. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from West Main Pizza. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
I'm Doug Glick with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance is not always a yes or no answer, especially in these turbulent times in the industry. If you're in Cole County, stop by and see me.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, let's take a look at your starting lineups. First of all, for the Jefferson City Jays in the backcourt, Judah Harris, a senior at 5'9", had 11 points last night in the opening game win over Lasan out of Memphis, Tennessee. Joined in the backcourt by Kendrick Johnson, a senior at 5'10". He also had 11 points in the victory last night as they beat Lasan out of Memphis, Tennessee, 69-62. The third guard, Vince Murphy, he is a senior at 6'2". Up front, Will Lithicum, a senior at 6'8", had 7 points last night. And Jordan Martin is a senior at 6'6", 39 points last night in the victory for the Jays as they moved to 7-2 on the season. Lithicum, Martin, Murphy, Harris, and Johnson, the starting five for Ethan Williams' Jefferson City Jays.
Good to see.
For the Fighting Tarpons from Charlotte, Florida, in the backcourt, it'll be Dior Evans, a senior at 5'10", Kyrie Ellis, a senior at 6'1", and Jordan Atai is a senior at 6'2". Up front, it is Evan Armstrong, a senior at 6 foot, and Jordan Taylor, a senior at 6'8". So Ataya, Armstrong, Taylor up front, Evans and Ellis in the backcourt for the Fighting Tarpons from Charlotte, Florida. Tip-off and the play-by-play after this 1-minute timeout.
This is Jefferson City Jay basketball on News Radio KWOS.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sports injury care. Because we're competitors too.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
All right, it's the final game. Day 2 of the Joe Mockins Grade 8 Classic from the Fleming Fieldhouse. The Jays taking on the Fighting Tarpons from Florida. Final thoughts before we throw it in the air, and the tip-off brought to you by West Main Pizza. Here's Coach David Fox.
No need to be worried about energy or excitement, Kevin. What a great crowd. Great opportunity for both these teams. If anything, got to rely on this experience from the Jeff City Jays. Back-to-back Final Four experiences. Kevin, you don't want to be too hyped up and have too much energy. Rely on some of these experienced veterans for these Jays to come out calm, cool, and collected in this awesome environment.
Martin at center court for the Jays. Jordan Taylor at center court for Charlotte, Florida, and the tip is controlled by the Jays. Kendrick Johnson has it. Sets everything up in the middle of the floor. First offensive possession of the night belongs to the Jays. Kendrick Johnson hands it off to Judah Harris. To Jordan Martin. Martin down the lane. Shot off the glass and good on the drive. 2-0 lead for Jefferson City.
Not a bad start.
And it'll be Evans bringing it back the other way for Charlotte, Florida. Top of the key. Swings it around to Atia. Right back up to Evans. Swings it left side. Catching Ellis. 3 away. Pinballs out. Rebound. Tipped around. Grabbed by Atia. Lays it up and in. And we're tied at 2. Ball got tipped. He got control of it. Put it off the window. Tied at 2. Martin across the timeline. Blazes to the top of the key. Stops the dribble. Pass behind him. Kendrick Johnson tracks it down. Around a pick set by Martin. Johnson at top of the key. Whistle foul. Evans picks up the first personal in the basketball game.
Early on, Jeff City defensively in their 2-3 zone, Kevin, which they've played a lot this weekend. This team out of Charlotte. Full court extensive pressure. We're going to see that pressure man in the half court as well.
Murphy inbounds with a bounce pass high on the block right of the key to Lithicum. They get it out to Martin, and he'll reshuffle the deck. Crossover dribble to the left wing, feeds it in the corner. Johnson steps up 3, in and out, no good. Atia gets the rebound for Charlotte, Florida. They start back, tied at 2 early in the ballgame. Left-hand dribble, pull up 3, top of the key, long off the back of the iron. Rebound, Martin. He leads the break, 3-on-2. Comes down the left side, gets around Atia. Atia will draw the foul.
There's just no stopping that, Kevin. We've talked about it for a couple of years. Such control, great body control. Uses both hands extremely well. As you remember, Akia last night was a key player in the fourth quarter for this Charlotte team.
Lob it in to Martin, who tips it right back to Kendrick Johnson, who inbounded it, and he laid it up and in. Inbounds play again. Johnson lobs it in the middle of the key to Martin, right back to Johnson as he steps into play. Gets the layup, 4-2 lead for the Jays. Evans missed the jumper, put back by Armstrong is no good. And the Jays collect the carom. Jordan Martin brings it across the timeline in the lane. Off balance, shot off the glass with the right hand is good. He's bringing it up against the pressure from the Fighting Tarpons, and early on, Martin has 4 of the first 6 points for the Jays, and they lead 6-2.
Charlotte may want to think about getting back and just trying to establish a half-court defense to keep Jordan Martin in front of him.
Evans with a foul line jumper that hit the front of the iron and hopped over and down. 6-4 lead for the Jays. Kendrick Johnson of the backcourt, picked up by Evans as he crosses half court. Between the legs on the dribble, lobs it to the top of the circle. Martin puts it on the floor against the double team. Ball slapped from behind, picked up. Here come the Fighting Tarpons back. Atia, head and shoulder fake, off balance, left wing jumper, no good. Contact. Judah Harris, I believe, will pick up the foul.
You know, the guard play of Charlotte's really good. Talk about Akia there. We've seen a couple shot attempts. Nice hesitation dribble right there. Try to get to the downhill, get to the next level. This guard play from this team out of Florida is really good, Kevin. Going to be aggressive all night.
Gianni Reyes Sanchez getting ready to check in on the first substitution of the night for the Fighting Tarpons. First one from Atia is good. He has 3. It's 6-5, the lead for the Jays as Armstrong will check out. David, their numbers much easier to read tonight than last night. Atia on the way with the second, and is good. David's advice after last night was bring binoculars. You don't bring binoculars to a basketball game, do you?
Well, you bring them to the opera. Why wouldn't you bring them to a basketball game?
Atia made both foul shots. We're tied at 6. Kendrick Johnson, top of the key. Pulls up the dribble, looks for help. Gets it from Lithicum to Judah Harris. Puts it on the floor against a double team. Ball slapped away from him, picked up by the Fighting Tarpons, and they start back. Trying to pass in the front court, tipped up in the air. Jay steal it. Lithicum to Martin. Martin 3-on-1. One-hand jam. He takes off right inside the foul line. And his first dunk of the night. And the Jays lead 8-6. Evans brings it up between the circles, puts on the brakes. Feeds it on the left sideline. Pressure defense by Johnson. Feeds it to Reyes Sanchez. He'll launch the 3. Knocks it down. Nothing but net.
Talk about this really dynamic guard play by this team from Florida, Kevin. Not 1, not 2, but multiple guards can score.
Gianni Reyes Sanchez. First points in the ball game for him. 1-point lead for Charlotte, Florida. 9-8. Bounce pass. Kendrick Johnson reaches and gets it. Top of the key. Bounce pass to Lithicum. Lithicum from the foul line. Jumper is away. No good. Pinball's out. The rebound comes to Charlotte, Florida. Across the timeline with a basketball. They'll feed it left sideline to Taylor. Back to Evans. He's got it at the left hash mark. Dribbles to the top of the key. Feeds over right side to Reyes Sanchez. To Atia in the corner for 3. A little bit long. No good. Ball deflected up in the air. Picked up by Johnson. Outlet pass to Jordan Martin. Tipped and knocked out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by the Fighting Tarpons. And I think it was Reyes Sanchez that tipped it out of play.
Love to see, even though Will Lithicum missed that last shot, Kevin, see the confidence. Earlier in the year, he made a little bit of hesitance. He played with a lot of confidence, probably maybe one of his best games of the year last night. It's great to see Will with that confidence. Needs to keep that up.
Launched the inbound pass into the backcourt. Tracked down by Kendrick Johnson. Brings it across the timeline. Left hash mark. Hands it off to Jordan Martin. Bounce pass right side to Harris. Right corner to Vince Murphy. Up top to Lithicum. Dumps it down. Martin in traffic. Turns. Puts it up and in. Good.
Nice. High-low. Assist to Lithicum. Excellent execution.
Atia back the other way for Charlotte, Florida. To Evans. Evans fakes the jumper. Gets to Atia in the corner for 3. Good. Jordan Atia with 7 points to start the ball game. 2-point lead for Charlotte, Florida, 12-10. Martin has 8 of the first 10 for the Jays. Atia has 7 of the first 12 for Charlotte, Florida. Bounce passes the Jays operate in the front court. Murphy gets it up top to Lithicum. Ball above the head. Feeds it left sideline to Johnson. Dumps it down. Martin in traffic. Turns, puts up the shot. It was short. Whistle and a foul will be called against the Fighting Tarpons. With 3:01 left to go in the opening quarter.
Well, there's no mystery in the objective of each coach in this basketball game for the Jays is to make sure number 23 named Martin is involved almost in everything they do offensively. And again, you see what, 1, 2, 3, 4 different Tarps from Charlotte involved in their scoring. A very perimeter-oriented basketball team.
Foul was on Jordan Taylor, his first. Martin is good with the first. Has a chance to tie it at 12 with 3:01 left to go in the opening quarter. And he does. David, already 10 points in the ball game for Jordan Martin. Tied at 12. Jays with three-quarter pressure. And Charlotte, Florida breaks it, gets it across the timeline. Reyes Sanchez with the three, a little bit long off the back of the iron. Rebound in traffic. Taylor turns around, puts up a shot. Blocked by Martin. Little D in the key from Jordan Martin. Jays get the loose basketball. Kendrick Johnson back the other way. Angles to the middle of the floor with the right-hand dribble. Round a pick set by Harris. Harris releases, gets the lob. Top of the key. Bounce pass. Martin to the bucket. Off the glass and good. He's got a dozen.
I mean, it's how fun is this? I don't know what else to say, Kevin. Back and forth. Wow.
Shepperly out there right now for the Jefferson City Jays. As Murphy gets ready to check in at the scores table, they get it to Taylor. Turnaround jumper just inside the foul line, and it's good.
First
and
bucket,
quickly a timeout taken.
Sorry, Kev. First bucket. Taylor at 6'8". Inside player. What a start.
2:13 left to go in the opening quarter. Jays 14, Charlotte, Florida 14. Jays basketball back at the Fleming Fieldhouse after this 30-second Cole County Upholstery timeout.
Gift giving. Your hungry crew is wanting West Main Pizza gift cards in their stockings. They can spend their gift cards on any of their favorite pizzas, sandwiches, appetizers, or salad. They may be tempted to try a new pizza, like West Main Pizza's Queen Margarita or the Alfredo Pizza. Ask West Main Pizza about their text club while you're there. You'll enjoy exclusive specials sent directly to you just for being a member. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, 2:13 left to go in the opening quarter. Adam Shepperly to pull the trigger for the Jays against the full court press from Charlotte, Florida. Jays get it in, and now they'll peel back the pressure. Kendrick Johnson will walk it across the timeline. 2:05 left to go in the opening quarter, tied at 14. Lob to Shepperly, back to the basket at the foul line. Hands it off to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson pulls it up, now looks for help. Gets it to Martin just inside the foul line. Backs in, spins right, off the glass and good. They do not have an answer defensively for Jordan Martin in the opening quarter.
And it doesn't matter, Kevin, where he gets the basketball, whether it's coast to coast or the right lane, mid lane, free throw line, three-point line. It doesn't matter.
Ellis left hash mark for the Fighting Terrapins. Over. Atia for three, yes.
To be honest with you, that's their only answer, right?
Jordan Atia has 10 in the first quarter. 17-16. Charlotte, Florida with the lead. Winner gets Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for the championship tomorrow night. Jordan Martin at the foul line. Bounce pass to Murphy on the left sideline right in front of the Fighting Tarpon bench. Gets it to Kendrick Johnson. Foul line, leans, puts up the shot, hits it.
Excellent step through that time. Tremendous play by Kendrick Johnson.
Johnson's got 4 in the basketball game. On the drive, they'll feed it to Reyes Sanchez. In and out of the hands of Taylor as he penetrates the baseline. Taylor gets it back. Reyes Sanchez, fadeaway three off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound, Judah Harris. Hands it off, Kendrick Johnson. Johnson, coast to coast, foul line, cuts to his left, pull-up jumper, left wing, good.
Back-to-back buckets by Kendrick Johnson, Kevin. What a play.
Jays by 3, 20-17. A half a minute left to go in the opening quarter. Across the timeline, Evans, bounce pass left side to Ellis, back up to Evans. Top of the key, backs away, resets it. It's about a second difference between the 35-second clock and the game clock, so they have to shoot it, or it will be a shot clock violation. Middle of the floor, Evans with 8 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Now with 6, now with 5, pulls it up, long distance, 3 is away, no good. And the Jays get the rebound, and the buzzer sounds, and the first quarter is in the books. After 1 tonight, the Jefferson City Jays 20, Charlotte, Florida 17. A quick point, David. The Jays were telling the official that there should have been a second left in the opening quarter because there was a second left between the 35-second clock and the game clock, and that shot did not hit the rim.
And I don't disagree with you and or the Jay coaching staff, even though it may have been 3 points of a second or what have you, but yeah, interesting.
All right, after 1, it's the Jefferson City Jays 20, Charlotte, Florida 17, and Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 30-second Cole County Upholstery timeout.
When you got big plans for your property, whether it's tearing it down, cleaning it out, or cleaning it up, Wreck and Roll gets the job done and done right. Dumpster rentals? Check. Demo crews? You bet. Full site cleanup? Absolutely. They are Wreck and Roll. Let them handle the heavy lifting. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and visit wreckandroll.net to find all the ways they serve Jefferson City, Columbia, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eldon. Get ready to wreck and roll.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, Charlotte, Florida has it first to start the second quarter. Welcome back, Kevin Kelly, along with David Fox. Final game, second day of the Joe Mockins Grade 8 Classic. Reyes Sanchez, they dump it into Taylor in the paint, kicks it to the corner, and losing the basketball, trying to move away from the Jay defense, losing the handle. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan Attia for the Fighting Tarpons.
Judah Harris with the nice hustle play that time. I believe he may have got a finger on that. Calls that turnover.
Martin with a bounce pass to Johnson, back to Martin. Fadeaway jumper, right wing, good. Nothing but net. 16 already in the ball game for Jordan Martin. If their philosophy, as far as the Fighting Tarpons are concerned, is that, well, Martin is going to get his, we just need to stop everybody else, Jordan Martin's going to go for 50 tonight, David.
Well, yes, and at some point in time, those other kids are going to step up and score. I made this comment right here. This may be their only answer, and that is to score with the Jeff City Jays and take their shots in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I mean, this performance by Jordan Martin, what he's doing is just absolutely unbelievable.
Attia just hit another three. Right wing, Kendrick Johnson rolls the iron from 15. Rebound comes all the way up top, where it's grabbed by Kendrick Johnson. So Attia has 3 threes and 13 points in the basketball game. Jordan Martin has 16 to lead the Jays. And the Jays have the 2-point lead at 22-20 with 6:51 left to go in the first half. And I think Attia has to come over here to the sidelines and be attended to. Maybe he has, maybe blood on his arm.
Actually, it's interesting that Jeff City had the ball and they stopped play. The key is noticeably limping, maybe his hip. We've got the trainer over there who do a great job, obviously, for this event as well, and they're taking a look at him. But Jays basketball, nonetheless.
And he quickly will go to the scorer's table, limping just a bit as he goes to the scorer's table, David. Bounce pass, Judah Harris gets around the man, comes down the lane, shot no good, on the runner with the left hand. The rebound comes to Charlotte, Florida. They're back the other way, feeding the corner. They'll reset the offense. Shot in and out, no good by Taylor. Ball up in the air, grabbed by Jordan Martin. Martin weaves through traffic, crosses half court to the top of the key, turns, hands it off to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson in traffic, brings it back out to the hash mark on the left side. Feeds it in the corner, caught, 3 away. Good shot taken by Judah Harris.
Big bucket that time, first bucket by Judah Harris. Big bucket, Kevin, to keep Jays up 5. Kevin, note also, Jeff City has not gone to their bench quite as much tonight as they have in the past and last night.
Devin Jones, baseline, the one-hander's away and good. So Jones, with his first points in the basketball game, checking in for Jordan Attia, who was injured just a few moments ago. Kendrick Johnson on the drive, lost the handle, ball stripped away. Here come the Fighting Tarpons back, bounce pass to Armstrong. Feeds it, whips it over to Jones for 3, good.
That's what they do, Kevin.
And it's 25 all. I don't believe Jones scored last night against Elias. Kendrick Johnson across the timeline. 5:18 left to go in the first half. Bounce pass, Jordan Martin, right wing. In the lane, jump hook away, scrapes the front of the iron. Rebound tapped out front to Johnson, to Lithicum in the corner for 3, good. Will Lithicum, first points of the basketball game, 28-25. Jefferson City, 5 minutes left in the first half.
So good to see.
They'll feed it over on the right sideline. And they'll bring it back up top between the circles. Left side to Jones, back up top. Long distance 3 is away. Off the back of the rim, ball tipped up in the air. Grabbed on the drive, off the glass, and good with the left hand. Kyrie Ellis with his first 2 points in the basketball game. 28-27, Jays by 1. Kendrick Johnson across the timeline. At the right hash mark. Top of the key between the circles to Martin, to Lithicum. Shepperly, ball above the head on the left sideline in front of the Tarpon bench. 3 away, in and out, up and down, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Judah Harris with the attempt. Across the timeline, quickly into the front court. Knifing between a pair. The running one-hander is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Saved by Taylor. Jones in the corner for 3. Good.
How about that save by Taylor, Kevin? 6'8", athletic, not only went out of bounds to save that basketball, but what a pass and assist for a quick 8 points, correct? By the young man that didn't score last night against Elias.
Yeah, Devin Jones has 8, and now a hold will be called in the paint as Jordan Martin tried to operate. 3:48 left to go in the first half, 30-28. Team out of Florida with a 2-point lead. And now Atia will check back in for the Fighting Tarpons. Jays will make a substitution. Lithicum will check out. And Vince Murphy back into the basketball game. Kendrick Johnson right of the bucket to pull the trigger. Knifing through the key, not open Martin. They get it in down low, and a save by Murphy into the hands of Kendrick Johnson. Up top to Judah Harris, top of the key. Lobs it to Martin, who comes out from the key, puts it on the floor with the left hand. Feeds it to Kendrick Johnson. Stutter step, pull-up jumper from the foul line. Rolls the back of the iron, no good. Taylor scrapes the boards. Outlet to Jones. Jones kicks it up the floor. Top of the key. Puts on the brakes. Feeds in the corner. Step up 3 is away. Long and no good. Shot was taken over in the corner, and the rebound comes to the Jays. Kendrick Johnson. The floater in the lane is good.
As good as there is, Kevin, with the nice little floater. Kendrick Johnson having a great second half. Kevin, only 1 foul called in the second half. Almost 5 minutes of basketball played. You're talking about 2 teams just getting into a great flow. How entertaining is this?
Jones in the left corner with a basketball. Gets it down to Taylor. Taylor whips out a pass right side. Chin steps up. 3 away and good. Three-point lead in the basketball game for Charlotte, Florida. Jays across the timeline with it. Judah Harris, jump stop. Knife between a pair. Ball slapped out of his hands. It'll stay with the Jays. Double check that last point. I think that was Curlis, Cameron Curlis with the 3. And they'll inbound it, and a whistle away from the basket, and the foul will go against Jefferson City. So Curlis with the 3, David. He didn't score last night in the basketball game against Elias.
But you can tell, second time we've seen this team from Charlotte, very well coached. They're a perimeter-oriented team. It means they're going to score from the perimeter. They got a lot of shooters, play a certain way. I think that's why you're seeing so many different players contribute tonight, even though they didn't last night. It's just the way they play.
2:10 left to go in the first half. Chin will slide to the right side. Crossover dribble. Works against Shepperly. Drives baseline behind the back on a bounce pass. Got away from Taylor. Ball's loose at half court. Picked up by Jones. Jones then is fouled by Judah Harris. Contact right at half court. Harris will pick up the personal foul.
And Kevin, that's his second. That's just a tough call. There was contact. Initially, I think Judah Harris going after loose ball. He and a player from Charlotte, and then, you know, a lot of times, as we know, it's the second guy that gets caught. Judah Harris a little too aggressive after that unfortunate play.
Jones to inbound it. Launches the pass to the backcourt. They bring it across the timeline. Atia gets the pass, and the shot is no good. A whistle. And a foul's going to be called, and I think it's going to go, an offensive foul's going to be called. We'll have to check the board. I don't think Atia was called for that, was he? Nope. It was called on, I believe, Jones. That's his first foul in the basketball game.
Yeah,
the foul away from the basket.
Maybe he was on the shot. There was some contact down around the basket. Trying to get rebounding position.
Kendrick Johnson across the timeline. The three-point arc on the right side. Crossover dribble. Gets away from his defender. Cross-court pass. Shepperly catches. 3 away and good. Johnson pulled up the dribble. Cross-court pass on a bullet. Caught by Shepperly. Knocks it down. First points for Adam Shepperly. Tied at 33. Evans steps up 3. No good, but he is fouled. And he will go to the line, and we'll have 3. Murphy coming out late to pick up the defense for the Jays.
Let's look at this. You know, I believe the official had And I think he's correct. Murphy's foot was on the line.
Okay.
So, Kevin, I think this will be a two-shot foul and not a three-shot foul.
And Evans at the line works on a 2-point first half. First one is good. And it gives Charlotte, Florida the lead at 34-33.
Sorry, Kevin. Jordan Martin's been quiet the last 4 or 5 minutes, but as bad as that is, it's important to realize also the fact that these other Jays are stepping up and making some shots.
Charlotte, Florida has held him to 2 points here in the second quarter. The next one on the way. No good off the iron. Rebound to the Jays, 34-33. That is Kendrick Johnson across the timeline with 1:18 left to go in the first half. It's a 1-point lead for Charlotte, Florida, 34-33. Final game, second day of the Joe Mockins Grade A Classic from the Fleming Fieldhouse. Johnson bumping, trying to get position. Whistle and a foul will be called against the Fighting Tarpons. We'll check the board, and that will be the first foul of the basketball game on Curlis. Jays will inbound it. Shepperly to pull the trigger right of the bucket with 1:05 left to go and a fresh 35 on the shot clock. They get it in to Kendrick Johnson up top. Judah Harris catches three, is on the way, a little bit long off the back of the iron. Rebound comes to Chin. Chin leads a 3-on-1 break, gets it to Atia. Finger roll layup, and it's good. Chin, middle of the floor, directing traffic on a 3-on-1. Nice pass to Atia in full stride, lays it up and in. He's got 15. It's a 3-point lead for the Fighting Tarpons with 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Runner in the lane on a jump stop. Kendrick Johnson rolls the rim, goes out of bounds. Last touched by Charlotte, Florida. Stays with the Jays.
Talked about Jordan Martin the last couple of minutes. Really not involved offensively for the Jeff City team. There's really not anything, Kevin, that I can see different that Charlotte's doing to prevent him from getting the ball or getting back active as he was. And there he is with the basketball right now.
Puts it on the floor. Backs in, spins left, leans, puts up the shot off the glass. Rims out, no good. Rebound. Whistle and a foul called on the floor. It'll go against the Jays.
Good effort on the
It may not go against the Jays. It's going to go against Charlotte, Florida.
Correct.
And that will be the second foul on Jones here in the first half. 27 seconds left to go. They lob it into Martin. Martin back to Kendrick Johnson. Catches, banks it, hits it.
Seen that before?
Yep, second time they've done that in the first half. The lob right back to Johnson as he gets into the field of play. Turns and banks it home. A dozen. Nope, check that. 10 for Kendrick Johnson in the first half. So 26 of the 35 points from Jordan Martin and Kendrick Johnson for the Jays in the first half. 5 seconds left to go. They try to dump it down to Taylor. Deflected. Stolen by Lithicum. Gets it to Shepperly. Half court to Harris. Can't shoot. Buzzer sounds. First half is in the books. At halftime, it's a 1-point ball game. Charlotte, Florida 36. Jefferson City 35. And Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 1 minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
The holidays, usually busy, often stressful. Let Bax Homeworks lighten the load. Call Bax and schedule that indoor remodeling job now. Bax Homeworks can even install a gas fireplace to keep your family warm and cozy this winter. Want to have the best Christmas lights on the block but don't have the time or energy? Let Bax Homeworks handle it. With affordable hourly rates, professional handymen are ready to help. Check out Bax Homeworks on Facebook for monthly giveaways. There's more at BaxHomeworks.com.
'Tis the season for thoughtful gift giving. Your hungry crew is wanting West Main Pizza gift cards in their stockings. They can spend their gift cards on any of their favorite pizzas, sandwiches, appetizers, or salad. They may be tempted to try a new pizza, like West Main Pizza's Queen Margarita or the Alfredo Pizza. Ask West Main Pizza about their text club while you're there. You'll enjoy exclusive specials sent directly to you just for being a member. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
This is Jefferson City Jay basketball on News Radio KWOS.
All right, welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Last game, it's the semifinals between Jefferson City and Charlotte, Florida. And at the half, a 1-point lead for the Fighting Tarpons from Charlotte, Florida. 36-35 over the Jefferson City Jays. In the first quarter, Jefferson City outscored Charlotte Florida by 3, 20-17 in the second quarter. The Fighting Tarpons outscored Jefferson City by 4, 19-15. There's a 1-point lead for Charlotte, Florida at the half at 36-35. We are back with your individual numbers after this 1-minute timeout.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUhealth.org/expert injury care. Because we're competitors too.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
Welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. David, you have a special guest.
Boy, do we ever, Kevin. Joining us up here is Brian McGraw, Superintendent of Jeff City Public Schools. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I tell you, what a half of basketball. Great crowds, excitement. How excited are you? You got 2 facilities maxed out this weekend. Tons of people involved to make what we're seeing so special.
I mean, we are truly blessed here in Jefferson City. The community has provided us with top-notch facilities. I think they rival most colleges. And to have both facilities jam-packed today, super exciting basketball, kids with great experiences, team experiences, bonding experiences, a true community event. When you talk about Cap City playing in it, Helias, Jefferson City, and then you bring Eugene in, who's right in our county. It makes it special. And then having all these area, out-of-the-area teams visit and experience Jefferson City, how great of a place it is to learn and live. And we'd welcome some of this talent here to move here.
Ain't no question. Talk about talent. We've seen it. And you know, on the flip side, these teams keep coming back. This isn't the first year. 30-some years that this event's been going on. When you see these kids showcasing their talents, one of the reasons is because the crowds and people here are just as excited to see them play.
The support is unbelievable. When you talk about the kids clinic that took place 2 days ago, jam-packed with kids, people lining up for pictures of Jordan Martin. I mean, just the excitement that generated. And then the brunch this morning, having a great speaker, the camaraderie of having all the teams together. I mean, just really special. I was at the girls' game and sitting in front of a student, one of the players from Boonville, tell their parents, and they were asking him, like, how'd your day go? And they said, we had this breakfast with all the teams. We had to do a chant. Our chant wasn't that good, but it was so electric to hear everybody else have a chant, and the atmosphere was so good. And then we had a speaker who taught us about life lessons, and just to hear it from a kid's lens. It was, you know, as an adult, I mean, I'm excited about it, but to hear the kids be excited about it shows that they want to come back, be a part of it, and it's just going to get better and better every year.
No question. Let's talk about better. And one of the reasons, Gary Verslois and your team, there's no way one person or 2 people or 3 people could do everything that you're talking about. Talk about how proud you are of the people associated with executing this awesome event.
You know, if you want something to be done right, you go to an old coach like Gary Verslois, you know,
Amen.
State champion himself at Blair Oaks. He's so passionate about kids in general and having great experiences for our kids, and then, you know, treating other people's kids as special as we want them to want our kids to feel. So Gary stepped into the role and has done just a tremendous job. I think he's sleeping here. I'm going to beg his wife for forgiveness after tomorrow night, but he wanted to be done right and well, and he's been going back and forth between the games today and yesterday, and just he's done a great job. And then our athletic director, Chris Harriman here at Jeff Jeff City and Robert Nesekia at Capital City. You don't get better than them. Again, passionate people wanting to have great coaches, great learning experiences for the kids here. So just tremendous team. Our communications department, Ryan Burns and her team, Brittany and Petra just put in a lot of time and work getting all decade teams together, and just we're really excited for this tournament to go get better and better, like I said, and to last for a real long time.
Well, I know I can speak for Kevin. Kevin and I are on the committee that is involved in hosting this event. There are people that want to join that committee. There are people that want to get involved, which is a great sign and a recipe for success, which I think we're seeing here today. So congratulations to you, all of your team, and what a great community-wide opportunity and effort it is for the capital city.
It definitely is. I mean, like I said, I mentioned the 4 local teams, and in the past we've had Blair Oaks here and Fatima, and just, those are things that families talk for generations about. And when you have it at your home, it makes all the hard work worth it, and I think the community is proud, whether their children go to private or public schools, that this goes on. It's something, I had a couple of friends come up from Eldon last night to see Jordan Martin play for the first time. Yeah. He said, we'll be back tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna bring a bunch of people with us. So, the more that gets out there, more people are gonna want to be in it locally and nationally.
We've got about 30 seconds here before we break and get ready for the second half. Last question. You're a father of a daughter that plays basketball. You've been here 3 days. Are you going to get some time off before you go back and get after it second semester?
There is no time out. When you want to do things well, you always have to be focused and always getting better. So no time out. No days off.
Brian McGraw.
Gary will get a day off.
I was going to say, he deserves it. Thank you so much. Job
Thanks,
well
Coach.
done. We appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank
Brian
you.
McGraw.
Hey, Coach.
We will be
Kevin,
back right after this 1 minute timeout.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
Welcome to the show.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with a Tiger checking card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox as we get ready to start the second half. 36-35, Charlotte, Florida with the 1-point lead. Individual scoring, first of all, for the Jefferson City Jays. Jordan Martin leads the way with 16 points in the first half. Kendrick Johnson had 10, 3 for Adam Shepperly, 3 for Judah Harris, 3 for Will Lithicum. For the Fighting Tarpons, they get 15 points in the first half from Jordan Attia, 8 off the bench from Devin Jones, 3 from Dior Evans, 3 from Cameron Curlis, 2 in the basketball game for Kyrie Ellis, 2 in the basketball game for Jordan Taylor, and Gianni Reyes Sanchez with 3 in the first half. As we get ready to start the third quarter, Jays will touch it first, and it's a 1-point lead for Charlotte, Florida. 36-35. Thanks for joining us on the second day of the Joe Mockins Grade A Classic from the Fleming Fieldhouse. Left wing 15-footer scrapes the back of the rim, no good by Kendrick Johnson. Back will come the Fighting Tarpons. Crossover dribble down the lane, double pump, and a shot blocked on the way out, and it goes off of the knee and out of bounds. Last touched by Charlotte, Florida.
Great job that time, Will Lithicum, Kevin. Just with his size, 6'8", just kind of got in the way. Really didn't create any contact. Forced a bad shot, went off the Charlotte player. Ball back to the Jeff City Jays.
Kendrick Johnson, middle of the floor, works against Evans. Right hash mark pass to Judah Harris. Harris crossover dribble. Atia picks him up defensively. Gets around Atia. Kicks it in the corner to Kendrick Johnson. Up top to Will Lithicum. Dumps it on the lead pass to Martin. Martin jams it home. Nice lead lob in the paint by Will Lithicum. The head and shoulder fake got 2 to commit. And then Martin goes up with the two-hand jam. 18 points for Jordan Martin. Jays get the lead at 1 at 37-36.
Defensive change. Ethan Williams, head coach, going to his 1-3-1. Kevin, what we really like about this is you got 6'6" Jordan Martin on the point of this 1-3-1. His athleticism and very active. We've seen Coach Williams do this the last couple of games.
Ellis with the three that scraped the iron, went out of bounds. Last touch by Charlotte, Florida. Jays are back the other way. Kendrick Johnson across the timeline with the left-hand dribble. Hands it off to Martin, tipped away. Reaches back and gets it, puts it on the floor. Works against Curlis. Bounce pass to Judah Harris. Harris brings it back out to the right hash mark. Feeds it in the corner to Vince Murphy. Back out to Will Lithicum. Three-point arc right side to Judah Harris. All alone. Top of the key for three. Scrapes in front of the iron. Rebound. Tracked down by Kendrick Johnson with the save. Murphy. Cross-court feed. Judah Harris. Spins right. Double punk underneath. Lithicum off the glass. Whistle. And a foul will be called.
You know, it's just a nice possession all the way around by the Jeff City Jays. Got a little mismatch. Jordan Martin inside. Hard double down low. Judah unfortunately missed that shot from the top of the key, but was wide open. Then what a great hustle play to get Judah the basketball and Will Lithicum at the free throw line for 2.
Ellis picked up the foul, his second. First one is away and good. The Jays have a 2-point lead. 4 in the ball game for Will Lithicum. 38-36 Jays, 6:15 left to go in the third quarter. Next to it on the way, off the back of the rim, no good. Martin fights against 2 and gets the rebound, and a whistle and a foul will be called. It's either going to be on Evans or Taylor. We'll look to the board, and Taylor will pick up his second foul in the basketball game. He's the tallest player on their roster, a senior at 6'8". Left of the bucket, Kendrick Johnson to pull the trigger. Feeds it in the corner, caught by Harris. 3 away, good, deep in the right corner. Judah Harris has 2 threes and 6 in the basketball game. Now Martin with a steal and a whistle and a foul. Martin might have caught a finger in the eye or nose. Evans will pick up the personal foul. Martin appears to be okay. With 6:04 left to go in the third quarter as they steal the ball in the backcourt. Jays by 5, 41-36.
Just talk about Jordan Martin. There's so many unbelievable things he does. Second free throw's made. Jordan, instead of getting back on defense kind of in a stealth way, just kind of takes 2 steps back and comes and intercepts the inbounds pass. And just like that, Kevin, the Jays up 5 had a chance to really build on this lead.
2 minutes into the third quarter, the Jays on a 6-0 run out of the locker room. Trailed by 1 at the half, have a 5-point lead. Kendrick Johnson to pull the trigger left of the bucket. Lobs it in to Jordan Martin just inside the foul line. Backs in, spins, leans, puts up a shot, no good. Tip follow, no good. Ball in the air, and it's tracked down by Charlotte, Florida. They'll bring it back the other way. Cross-court pass is tipped up in the air and trying to track it down before it goes out of bounds. Jordan Martin with the defense in the backcourt.
You know, if you've scouted Jeff City and you've scouted them when they're in this 1-3-1, you're going to realize, you know what, it's not easy to make a cross-court pass over the top of Jordan Martin.
He's everywhere.
It's unreal.
Across the timeline. Charlotte, Florida. They lob it up top. Evans, top of the key with the right-hand dribble, comes into the lane, head and shoulder fake, gets a couple to commit, back out to Curlis. 3 is no good. Ball off the backboard, picked up underneath by Judah Harris. Quickly in the front court, puts on the brakes, top of the key, continues the dribble, now hands it off to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson to Martin over the back. Whistle and a foul is going to be called against Charlotte, Florida, and I think this is going to be on Curlis. And that will be, I believe, the 4th team foul in the quarter. Second for Curlis. And the Jays with a 5-point lead. 5:24 left to go in the third. And that's the 4th team foul against Charlotte, Florida. Bounce pass into the corner. Kendrick Johnson back up top to Vince Murphy. Puts it on the floor. One hands a pass. Lithicum 3 on the way. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound and the block out. Evans quickly back the other way. Top of the key. Feeds it back up top. Atia, left wing. Head and shoulder fake. Leans, puts up the jumper. Hits the front of the iron. Tipped up and in on the follow. I think Taylor got that one on the offensive board and put back. He did. He has 4 in the ball game, and quickly a timeout taken by Charlotte, Florida, with 4:58 left to go in the third quarter. Jefferson City 41, Charlotte, Florida 38. Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 1-minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
This is Bree with Freeman Mortuary, and we'd like to take a moment to remember those we lost this year. The day-to-day stresses of life are hard enough, and losing someone special makes those stresses even harder. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to honor your loved one. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from our family to yours.
For 3 generations, creating meaningful ceremonies as unique as your loved one since 1961. FreemanMortuary.com.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/expert injury care because we're competitors too.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
Back to action. The Jays have the basketball. Martin spins, moves right, off the glass and good. Got it in the paint. Martin works down low, off the glass with the right hand. He has 20 in the basketball game. Pull-up jumper, left wing, in and out by Evans from the left wing from 15. Rebound, Murphy on the baseline. Jays baseball pass front court. Here comes Martin in the lane. Back, spins left, works against Taylor. Off the glass, spins out, but he draws the foul.
Second half, Coach Williams does a nice job, Kevin. Jordan Martin, obviously, is a mismatch for a lot of high school players, if not all of them. They're putting a much smaller 6', 6'1" guard on Martin, and then they're using Taylor at 6'8", just kind of stay in that area. You're going to see some great shooting opportunities for these Jeff City Jays. We saw it earlier. Lithcomb had a wide open 3. Harris had a wide open 3. On the flip side, in this third quarter, Charlotte's not shooting the basketball near as well as they did in the first half, having missed several shots and what have you.
Taylor with the foul picks up his 3rd in the ball game. Martin missed the first, made the second. He has 21 in the basketball game. Jays by 6. Quickly back the other way. Atia for 3. Scrapes the iron, no good. They try to get the rebound. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Martin. He starts back, cuts to the right, crosses half court to the top of the key. Feeds it left side to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson puts it on the floor, back out to Vince Murphy. Steps up. He's going to launch the 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Long rebound comes to the corner where it's tracked down by Evan Armstrong. Evans across the timeline for the Fighting Tarpons. Inside the three-point arc, feeds it behind him. And they'll take over between the circles with it. Evans bounce pass. Atia lost it, got it back before it went out of bounds. Pull up, 3 is away, no good. Rebound tipped over the back. I think Kendrick Johnson may pick up the foul. Inside was Armstrong to get the board, and over the back, Kendrick Johnson will pick up the personal foul. Jordan Atia, still with 15 in the basketball game, David. A couple of 3s here in the third quarter have not dropped for him.
Yep. They're just not shooting the basketball as well as they did in the first half. Kevin, that's the first foul of the second half on the Jeff City Jays. Something to keep an eye on. Charlotte with 5, with 3:37 remaining here in the third quarter.
A quick second foul on Kendrick Johnson on the inbounds pass as there was traffic over there. He fouls Jordan Atia, and Atia will go to the line. Reyes Sanchez getting ready to check back in. And already out there is Jones for the Fighting Tarpons. First one is good for Atia. Jordan Atia was 16 in the basketball game. Taylor with those 3 fouls will check out. Gianni Reyes Sanchez checks in. He's got 3 points in the basketball game. Atia's next on the way in, good. All right, he has 17, had 20 in the opening night victory against Elias. And Kendrick Johnson across the timeline. Jays with a 4-point lead. 3.5 left to go in the third quarter at 44-40. Johnson gets it to Martin. 3-point arc left side. Puts it on the floor. Backs in, spins left in traffic against the double team. Puts up the shot, no good. Follow, no good. Gets his own rebound a second time. Puts it up off the glass, good.
There's no answer for that, Kevin.
Missed it, got the board. Missed it, got the board. Hammered it home. 23 for him.
I'm so glad he's on our team.
46-40. Reyes Sanchez, crossover dribble, gets it to Evans. Evans back out to Sanchez in the corner. Jones catches 3 away. Good. How about Jones? 3 threes and 11 in the basketball game. I didn't have him for scoring in the ball game last night against Elias.
Playing with tremendous confidence and shooting lights out tonight.
Across the timeline, Jordan Martin was bringing it to the top of the key when Ethan Williams got up off the bench and called a timeout for the Jays. We'll take one as well. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. Jefferson City 46, Charlotte, Florida 43. Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 1 minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
Hi, this is Steve from Frosty's Auto Clinic. Maintenance on your vehicle is a necessary thing. Well, at least if you want to get from point A to point B. During the winter months, you're not the only one catching a cold. All that freezing rain, snow, and sub-zero temperatures wear down those auto parts as well. So with the new year coming up, I suggest starting it off right by getting your vehicle the help it needs before it's too late. At Frosty's Auto Clinic, the doctor is in. Find us on Facebook.
The holidays, usually busy, often stressful. Well, let Bax Homeworks lighten the load. Call Bax and schedule that indoor remodeling job now. Bax Homeworks can even install a gas fireplace to keep your family warm and cozy this winter. Want to have the best Christmas lights on the block but don't have the time or energy? Let Bax Homeworks handle it. With affordable hourly rates, professional handymen are ready to help. Check out Bax Homeworks on Facebook for monthly giveaways. There's more at BaxHomeworks.com.
This is Jefferson City Jay basketball on News Radio KWOS.
All right, back to the Fleming Fieldhouse after the timeout. Jays with a basketball on the drive. Judah Harris, the scoop shot in the lane is good and a chance for a three-point play. Jays inbounded, had a little trouble in the backcourt, were able to right the ship. Harris takes off from the top of the key down the right side of the lane, and then the underhand scoop shot kisses the glass and drops.
Players making plays, Kevin, and that was a fantastic one.
He completes the three-point play with the foul shot. And Judah Harris has 9. Ellis picked up his 3rd foul in the basketball game. Now 5 team fouls for the Fighting Tarpons with 2:23 left to go in the third quarter. Oh, and a bounce pass. Evans to Atia, and his shot partially blocked on the way up. A little D in the key from Jordan Martin. Back the other way, coast to coast, in the lane between 2. Ball is slapped out of his hands. It stays with the Jays.
Like this move by Coach Ethan Williams, Kevin. Called a timeout, came out, changed defenses, picked up man-to-man. Nice set by Charlotte. Little backdoor action, but guess who, as you just said, at the rim, Jordan Martin.
Inbounded to Martin at the top of the key. 2:10 left to go in the third. Continues with the dribble, hands it off to Shepperly. Shepperly spins in traffic. Right wing pass back to the basket. Martin. Post up, now puts it on the floor, comes in the lane. Nice between a pair, shot blocked from the side. Gets it back, puts it up, slams it down. Ball got tipped away from him. He got it back. And the two-hand jam. He's got 25 in the ball game. Jays out to their biggest lead right now, David, at 8. 51-43. Pull up 3 is away. In and out, no good. Rebound. They can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. Off of the hands of, I believe, Reyes Sanchez.
You know, the difference in the first half, Kevin. Charlotte was making those shots. Have not shot the ball very well at all here in the third quarter. And as you said, the Jays with an 8-point lead and the chance to add to that lead.
Chin has checked in for Charlotte, Florida. 1:35 left to go in the third. Jays by 8, 51-43. Judah Harris, some backcourt pressure from Jordan Atia, brings it across the timeline. Hands it off to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson switches hands on the dribble to Jordan Martin. Martin backs in, feeds to Shepard in the corner. 4-3, good! The back end, the kick out. Shepperly drains his second 3. He's got 6 in the basketball game. 11 is the lead for the Jays at 54-43. In the corner, stepping up, 3 is on the way. No good off the iron. Rebound to the Jays, coming back the other way. Martin in traffic, pull up, banker, yes! Brought it from the backcourt, front court, was patient. The defender moved off just a little bit, and then Martin went strong off the windows, got 27. On the drive, off-balance shot is no good, but a whistle and a foul with 44 seconds left to go. in the third quarter, and just like that, it's a 13-point lead for the Jays.
I'm glad they called a foul just so we can breathe again, to be honest with you. I mean, you're talking about just numerous, like, back-to-back-to-back wow moments by Jordan Martin, Kevin. What a show.
David, 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. Jays led by 3.
Yep.
46-43. And they've gone on a 10-0 run.
Well, I mean, all right. Jordan Martin's obvious, correct? What? Shepperly, 2 big threes tonight. Lithcom a 3. Judah Harris, a kid just making a play a couple of minutes ago. And this Jays basketball team is playing with tremendous amount of confidence. And obviously it doesn't hurt when you got a kid named Jordan Martin that does so many things so well.
2 foul shots for Ellis, and he missed them both, and the Jays get the rebound. 35 seconds left to go in the third. Right hash mark, Shepperly up top to Lithicum, left side to Kendrick Johnson. Dumps it down on the block. Martin, kick up top. Judah Harris, ball fake, comes in the lane. Off-balance shot is away, no good. Ball tipped around, grabbed by Martin. Turns, puts it up, lays it on the front of the iron, tips it back up and in, and he's fouled.
You know, an observation. Again, this is all credit to Coach Williams and his staff. Jordan Martin, when we're in a half-court offense, has started inside. Jays are being patient, moving the ball and playing through him. Obviously, he's scored a lot from that action, but even more important, and we just saw it, Judah Harris with a tough shot, but since Jordan is playing inside, he's in great offensive rebounding position, and he's done a tremendous job tonight on the offensive glass.
That put back late on the front of the iron, and 2 coming for Jordan Martin. The first one is good, and he's got 28 in the basketball game. By the way, Jordan Taylor picked up the foul. David, that's his 4th in the ball game. Jays by 14, 57-43. The winner gets Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for the tournament title tomorrow night. Next one is a little bit long off the back of the iron. Ball tip, trying to save it, and they do. And it is. The Fighting Tarpons back the other way. Jordan Natia off balance, got bump whistle. That will only be team foul number 4 on the Jays with 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter. That also will be the first foul tonight on Jordan Martin.
Interesting. Taylor has not come out of the basketball game, Kevin, with his 4th foul, staying in the game at 6'8". Coach is going to leave him in.
Inbounded. Atia, jumpers away, no good. Rebound, through a couple of people's hands. Chin picks it up and lays it up and in. He was all alone, went through a couple of people's hands. He got it, laid it up and in. Off balance shot by Harris, long off the back of the iron. Buzzer sounds. Jays led by 3 after 1, trailed by 1 at the half, and will take a 12-point lead into the fourth quarter. After 3, Jefferson City 57, Charlotte, Florida 45, and Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 1-minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
Hi, this is Steve from Frosty's Auto Clinic. Maintenance on your vehicle is a necessary thing. Well, at least if you want to get from point A to point B. During the winter months, you're not the only one catching a cold. All that freezing rain, snow, and sub-zero temperatures wear down those auto parts as well. So with the new year coming up, I suggest starting it off right by getting your vehicle the help it needs before it's too late. Frosty's Auto Clinic, the doctor is in. Find us on Facebook.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
All right, welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse, second day of the Joe Monkins Grade 8 Classic. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox in the third quarter. David, Jefferson City outscored the Fighting Tarpons 22-9. And now a steal to start the fourth quarter. Jordan Martin back to the way. Lep is no good. Tipped up and in on the follow. And the bucket by Vince Murphy. First 2 points in the ball game for Murphy, who trailed on the play and got the loose basketball, put it up and in. Murphy gets the loose basketball, lead pass, Martin, 2-hand jam. Martin now with 30 in the basketball game. And there's a timeout with 7:34 left to go in the ball game, and the Jays lead 61-45.
Kevin, I think we have a special announcement. I'll turn it back over to you, my friend.
With that bucket, Jordan Martin has 30 points, and they are announcing it that he just has gone to 2,000 career points here at Jefferson City High School, and he's getting a standing ovation. So again, he was 30 points shy of 2,000 career points here at Jefferson City High School, entering this basketball game tonight, and with the slam dunk, he now has 30 and 2,000 career points.
Just unreal. Couldn't be happier for him. The best thing about it, we still have 7 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in this game, and a whole bunch of basketball games yet to play this year.
I'm going to circle that on my sheet, and I'm going to keep this sheet.
Absolutely.
How about that?
So.
All right, back the other way. It'll be Ellis bringing it across the timeline. 7:27 left to go in the basketball game. 61-45. Ellis to the foul line. Bounce pass down low. Turnaround. Jump hook is away and good. Nice shot by Armstrong, I believe, in the paint. No, double check that. It was Curliss with the bucket. Martin at the other end finishes off the glass with a chance for another three-point play. He had 39 last night, 32 so far in the ball game.
Jordan Martin says, I'm not done. I kind of like that 2,000 mark. Let me get some more. And Kevin, you go back to that third quarter scoring. Of course, tonight, Jordan Martin with 32 with a chance to get 33 at the free throw line. How about the performance of some of these other Jays today? We always talk about, Coach Williams is talking about, we all know what Jordan Martin can do, but we've got to have some contributions from other kids. And Kevin, they've got that tonight.
Martin makes the foul shot, 33 tonight for him. Jays by 17, 64-47. They feed in the corner, caught by Chin, three is away and good. Catch and shoot deep in the corner. Jerry Chin now with 5 in the basketball game. Kendrick Johnson brings it up against backcourt pressure. Just under 7 to play in the ball game. Martin, three-point arc. Comes to the right wing on the dribble. Bounce pass into the corner. Goes to Kendrick Johnson. To Lithicum at the right hash mark in front of the J bench. Turns, hands it off to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson will reshuffle the deck. Crossover dribbles. He comes to the right wing. Cuts left. Lobs it. Judah Harris. Crossover dribble. Step back. Three is away. A little bit long off the back of the iron. Will Lithicum with a board. Pulled it down out of the air. Gets it back up to Jordan Martin. And David, a fresh 35 seconds on the shot clock.
That's important.
Martin slides to the left hash mark, to the top of the key with the dribble. Ball stripped from him, falls to the floor, gets control of it to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson between two, the runner away and good. In traffic, the soft one-hander for Kendrick Johnson. He's got a dozen. Evans back the other way for the Fighting Tarpons. Jays lead by 16, 66-50. Ellis, top of the key. Jump stop, the leaner, the kick out. Evans steps up, three away, good.
Third quarter, poor shooting by this Charlotte team, coming back with a couple back-to-back threes to get it within 13. As you would expect, some extended pressure here by this basketball team from Florida.
Across the timeline with it, Jordan Martin. 5:25 left to go. The Jays lead 66-53, ball above the head. Judah Harris, bounce pass to Martin, back to the basket. Kicks it back up top to Judah Harris. Brings it back to the hash mark on the right side. 11 on the 35-second shot clock. Feeds it. Kendrick Johnson in the lane. The runner rolls the iron. Lithicum put back off the glass. Good. Offensive board and put back. Will Lithicum with 6 in the basketball game. Ellis back the other way. Crossover dribble. Feeds it up top to Evans. Jays lead 68-53. Tried to hand it off to Chin. Good defense by Murphy. Evans around a pick set in the lane. Jump stop. Leans, puts up the shot, draws the foul.
You know, Kevin, I just kind of observe this, and we've been talking about nobody can stop Jordan and all this other good stuff, but there's really not been any defensive adjustment by the Charlotte basketball team tonight, whether it's they haven't played any zone. Yes, they had a smaller guy defending. They had the big kid, you know, Taylor at 6'8", kind of there helping a little bit. At some point in time, somebody may want to try to keep Jordan Martin from touching the ball, or if he does touch it, he's going to touch it in a place where there can be some additional help right by and make it really tough for him.
Evans makes 2 foul shots. He's got 8 in the basketball game. Martin across the timeline with 4:35 left to go in the ball game.
I mean, right now, go double Jordan and make him get rid of it. You know, there are a lot of different things teams can do, and Charlotte has decided to play this way. And boy, I tell you what a night by Jordan Martin.
Whistle after the miss that rolled the iron on the drive by Kendrick Johnson. Armstrong with the rebound and a foul called as Charlotte, Florida was bringing it up with 4:22 left to go. And that'll be the 3rd foul tonight on Judah Harris. We'll be busy again tomorrow, won't we?
Sounds great. Really
we'll have 3 games tomorrow. And when we get done with, looks like it'll be a championship game, then we'll probably do a late night football game, won't we?
You might.
Jones, ball fake, comes to the foul line, kicks to the corner. Atia for 3. It's off the iron. David, he had 15 points at halftime. He's had only 2 points here in the second half.
Yep.
And the Jays get the rebound, and a foul will be called against Ellis.
And that's a difference. You look at this Jeff City Jay and what Ethan Williams, his coaching staff, has done for Jeff City in the second half. Jordan Martin has played inside. When you rely on shots and perimeter play, and you know what, and I think Will Lithgom's done a great job defensively. He hadn't blocked a lot of shots, but just his presence, his size, has altered a lot of shots. They have gotten very little inside the paint. They've really relied on the 3-ball and shooting from outside.
Traveling is going to be called on the Jays as they brought it up the floor. Murphy trying to get it to Will Lithicum. An extra step before he released it. Let's give you the top scores for each team and give you the splits. Jordan Martin with 33 tonight for the Jays. 16 in the first half, 17 so far in the second half. Jordan Atia leads Charlotte, Florida with 17 points in the basketball game. 15 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Chin at the top of the key. We're down to 3:40 left to go in the basketball game. Behind the back on a bounce pass. And Jones brings it out to the 3-point arc. To Evans, back to Jones. Off of his hand, out of bounds. Jays get it back. There's some substitutions. Jones will check out. Armstrong will check in. Shepperly will check out for the Jays. And back in is Judah Harris. Murphy inbounds it to Harris, puts it on the floor, crosses half court, in the lane, comes down the lane, scoop shot is away and good. And for the second night, he and Kendrick Johnson are in double figures. Cross-court pass intercepted by Johnson, outlet to Judah Harris. Shot is blocked, loose basketball picked up in the paint by Murphy, pivots, banks it home.
50-50
Great
balls.
block, but the Jays kept with it, got the loose ball, hammered it home. Murphy's got 4. Back the other way, off balance shot, high off the backboard and no good. And a whistle. No, there wasn't a whistle. Everybody thought there was. Play had stopped for just a second. Jays got the rebound. Martin across the timeline. 2:53 left to go. Martin goes to the back, bucket, shot on the runner, no good, lays on the front of the iron off the glass. Rebound, chin back, pulls up 3, scrapes the front of the iron, rebound underneath, up and in. And the shot, I believe, by Armstrong, his first points of the basketball game, and quickly a timeout taken by the Fighting Tarpons with 2:41 left to go in the ball game. Jefferson City 72, Charlotte, Florida 57. Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 1-minute timeout.
Medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. muhealth.org/sportsmedexperts. Because we're competitors too.
This is Bree with Freeman Mortuary, and we'd like to take a moment to remember those we lost this year. The day-to-day stresses of life are hard enough, and losing someone special makes those stresses even harder. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to honor your loved one. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from our family to yours.
For 3 generations, creating meaningful ceremonies as unique as your loved one since 1961. FreemanMortuary.com.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, 2:41 left to go in the ball game. Jays will inbound it, leading 72-57. They get into Shepperly, right back into the hands of Murphy in the middle of the floor. Chin will back off the defense. Bounce pass. Kendrick Johnson will bring it across the timeline for the Jays. 2.5 left to go, and a 10-second violation. Jays didn't get across the timeline. And the turnover gives the ball back to Charlotte, Florida, as it'll be Shepperly checking out. Judah Harris back into the basketball game. A substitution as well, as Jones is back in there. Actually, they're going to make a different substitution. Shepperly will stay out on the floor. He stepped out for just a second. Comes back out, and it'll be Will Lithicum that'll check out for the Jays.
5 guards for Charlotte right now, so Jeff City matches up. Playing man.
A deflected pass, not able to save it, was Jordan Martin. It goes out of bounds near half court. Ellis lost the handle. The tip by Martin. If he'd have gotten control of that, guess what would have happened at the other end? It'd have been another jam.
Yes.
Chin, top of the key. Foul line, pull-up jumper. Hits the front of the iron, back to the glass and down. He's got 7. 72-59 Jays. 2:05 left to go in the ball game. Judah Harris across the timeline to the left hash mark. Puts it on the wing, dumps it down to Shepperly. Shepperly brings it from the baseline out to the corner to Murphy. Murphy, baseline, draws a triple team. Nice bounce pass to Kendrick Johnson, finishes, and he's fouled.
Boy, I thought Kendrick was going to get undercut right there. What a nice find and great finish.
Assist by Shepperly, the bucket by Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson with 14 in the basketball game. 74-59 Jays. 1:44 left to go in the ball game. Johnson eyes, sends it, hits. Jays with 3 in double figures tonight. 33 for Jordan Martin, 15 for Kendrick Johnson, 11 for Judah Harris. Chin with a 3, right side, good. Off the bench, he's got 10 in the basketball game. Jays by 13, 75-62. Murphy across the timeline with 1:23 left to go in the ball game. Double team trap on the sideline, leans through it. Timeout taken by the Jays. We'll take one as well. 1:22 left to go in the ball game. Jefferson City 75, Charlotte, Florida 62. Jays basketball returns after this 1-minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
I'm Doug Glick with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance is not always a yes or no answer, especially in these turbulent times in the industry. If you're in Cole County, stop by and see me.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
Welcome back. The Jays turn it over at one end of the floor, and at the other end, with 1:06 left to go in the basketball game, whistle and a foul is called on Jefferson City. It will be on Will Lithicum, and it will send Ahmad King-Smith to the line for 2. Puts it on the hardwood floor, eyes and sends the first one, and he's in the book with his first point tonight. As we mentioned, this team from Florida headed from Jefferson City to Phoenix, Arizona for a tournament right at the start of the new year.
I believe they travel back to St. Louis tomorrow night after their games, got an overnight, and I think they're on a plane first thing Monday morning heading to Phoenix, Kevin, as you mentioned, playing in a 3-day event in Phoenix.
Jays get the rebound off the second miss by King Smith. Jays have it near half court. Kendrick Johnson spins as he gets the handoff from Lithicum. Brings it near half court. Picked up there by Curlis. Moves to the middle of the floor. Third place game will be Montgomery County against Charlotte, Florida. Jays will play Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for the tournament title in a long distance 3. You heard the reaction from the crowd. Judah Harris knocks it down. 3 threes and 14 in the ball game for him. Jones in the corner, puts it on the floor, comes to the top of the key. They'll swing it around to the left side, back to Jones at the top of the key. 15 seconds left to go in the ball game. Bounce pass down low, deflected by Vince Murphy. It'll stay with the Fighting Tarpons with 10 seconds left to go in the basketball game.
What a win for this Jeff City J basketball team, coaching staff. From the get-go, Kevin, very entertaining game. Played really well.
Starters will check out to a great round of applause by the Jefferson City J fans. 78-63 Jays with the win. David, they'll move to 8-2 on the season.
You know, and talk about Jordan Martin. Jordan Martin is what he is, correct? But I tell you what, the confidence some of these other players, we talked to Coach Williams in preparation for this event, having some other kids step up, and boy, we've seen that over these last 2 days.
King Smith got the last bucket in the basketball game. Buzzer sounds, and this one's in the books. And the Jefferson City Jays advance to the tournament title game tomorrow here at the Fleming Fieldhouse in the Joe Mockins Grade 8 Classic. Your final score, Jefferson City 78, Charlotte, Florida 65. Jays basketball on KWOS returns after this 90-second timeout.
West Main Pizza wants to say thank you. Every time you come in, dine, or buy a gift card, you are supporting a small local business. Because of you, West Main Pizza has been able to do what they love and is celebrating 10 years in business. West Main Pizza thanks you for being a part of an experience where you are more than a customer to them. You are family. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from West Main Pizza. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
When you got big plans for your property, whether it's tearing it down, cleaning it out, or cleaning it up, Wreck and Roll gets the job done and done right. Dumpster rentals? Check. Demo crews? You bet. Full site cleanup? Absolutely. They are Wreck and Roll. Let them handle the heavy lifting. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and visit wreckandroll.net to find all the ways they serve Jefferson City, Columbia, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eldon. Get ready to wreck and roll.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
This is Jefferson City J basketball on News Radio KWOS.
You need to come out to the Fleming Fieldhouse tomorrow night for the championship game of the Joe Mockins Grade 8 Classic. Let's fill the house as the Jefferson City Jays will take on Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jays advancing with the victory tonight over Charlotte, Florida, 78-65. David?
Kevin, I'm going to ditto what you just said. If you're looking for some absolutely fantastic high school basketball, all 4 games are going to be very competitive and should be great. And also some unbelievable individual talent on display. I highly recommend it. What a great nightcap we've had tonight, Kevin, and I cannot wait for tomorrow.
Jays outscored Charlotte, Florida 20-17 in the first quarter. The Fighting Tarpons outscoring Jefferson City in the second quarter, 19-15. The lead is 1 at the half for Charlotte, Florida. at 36-35 in the third quarter. Pivotal third quarter for the Jays as they outscore Charlotte, Florida, 22-9. And the Jays turned a 1-point deficit at the half into a 12-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. 21-20. The Jays outscore Charlotte, Florida in the fourth quarter to win this ball game by 13. Your final score, 78-65. Individual scoring after this 1-minute break.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sports injury care. Because we're competitors too.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
All right, the Jays win 78-65. Let's take a look at the individual scoring. First of all, for Jefferson City, Jordan Martin with 33 points tonight. He had 16 points in the first half, 17 in the second half. And with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, he picked up points number 29 and 30. With those 2 points, he has reached the 2,000 career point plateau here at Jefferson City High School. David, not very many players reach that 2,000 career point plateau. Martin did it here tonight, and he ends with 33 points.
I mean, what can you say? You know what I say? Get to Fleming Fieldhouse tomorrow night. It's not very often you see a player like this. And Kevin, you and I are getting ready to close shop. Jordan Martin is shaking hands, getting pictures taken with kids, fans. And I don't want to take anything away, and I made this comment earlier tonight. His team is really playing well. Yes, he's a special talent, no question about it. But what he's been able to do has created a great amount of confidence for the rest of his basketball team. And this is a really good basketball team right now that's fun to watch. And again, man, we've got some great matchups tomorrow.
All right, he had 33 points to lead all scorers in the contest. One of 3 players in double figures tonight for the Jays. How about Kendrick Johnson, 15 points tonight? How about Judah Harris, 14 points tonight for the Jays? They get 6 on 2 threes from Adam Shepperly in the basketball game. 6 as well for Will Lithicum and Vince Murphy. I thought Murphy had a nice night, rebounding, shot blocking, and playing defense. Had 4 points in the basketball game. Again, from top to bottom, Martin with 33. Johnson with 15, Harris with 14, Lithicum 6, Shepperly 6, Murphy with 4. For Charlotte, Florida, they were led in the basketball game by Jordan Attia. Attia with 17 points. Keep in mind, 15 of those 17 points came in the first half. One of 2 players in double figures tonight for the Fighting Tarpons. Also in double figures was Devin Jones. He comes off the bench and has 11 in the ball game. Dior Evans with 8 in the contest. J. Reed Chin with 10. So, a correction there. 3 in double figures tonight for Charlotte, Florida. Again, Atio with 17, 11 for Jones, Chin with 10, and then they get 5 points from Curlis, 4 points in the basketball game from Jordan Taylor, Ahmad King-Smith with 3 in the basketball game, Gianni Reyes-Sanchez with 3 in the ball game, Evan Armstrong with 2 as well tonight for Kyrie Ellis. Again, Jordan Attia leads them in scoring tonight with 17. Jefferson City Jays win tonight 78-65. They await Union out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for the tournament title tomorrow night. We'll give you the full slate of activity, not only here, but over at Capital City High School for the last day of the Jefferson Bank Select 8 Classic and wrap up our broadcast. We'll come back to do that in 1 minute.